Alright, so welcome back to more Dark Souls 2 with me, Oni Black Mage. We are now here at the Tower of Flame. I've beaten so far the Fallen Giant and I've beaten the Pursuer Knight. So where we are is right around here. We're going to go ahead and start checking out these ruins and aqueducts and seeing what's around these ruins. Notice a giant castle in the distance as well as this rotating circular platform. So we're going to go ahead and explore and see where we can get from here. No doubt these boss fights are just ahead. I'm going to continue my strategy of pushing this guy over the edge because, hey, it takes about, I think, 8 shots to hit him, which is probably the same amount of shots it would take to kill him in normal combat, except the only difference is I take no hits, so I'll take the safer option anytime. Sure, he may be dropping an item, but I'll take that. I'll take that loss. Alright, so I'm going to first focus on going to the left, towards that giant cathedral. Okay. Looks like he got killed on the walkway. Yeah, that's actually pretty good advice and well phrased too. Okay, basically the whole thing with these guys is 2 of them with the shields are going to back up and guard either one of the sides, try to block your entrance from running away, while this guy with the sword... Oh, great. Wow, good way to start off. Oh, that was an anticlimactic beginning. Yeesh. I don't know if there's a faster way to get rid of these knights, because I have to basically take around 8 to 10 shots to down them. They just have so much health, and my magic doesn't do anywhere near as much of them. They might be resistant to magic because I just upgraded my intelligence with a lot of the stats that I got last time, and I'm not doing any noticeable increase in damage, or at least not against these guys. I don't have any weapons to go toe-to-toe with them, so my only option is magic. And my magic seems to be doing only about half damage to them, so that was the brace, I guess. I did put 3 points into strength just to put a shield up, just to see if, just to give myself some flexibility in the off chance that I ever do have to use a shield, and the shield is the best strategy. Because I get the feeling there's sometimes you just can't roll out of an enemy, you just have to block. And if that's ever the case, then at least I'm ready. If I'm not, well, it's just 3 points. I know there's a lady later on where you can basically respec your entire build, so if I ever get to a point where I feel a shield is just totally not worth it, then I'll just reslot all my points and pour more of it into intelligence. I'll probably do that once I find a better staff that doesn't require faith. Because I realize now it's like, well, you know, having the extra healing might be nice, but I have no idea when I'm going to find that token that allows me to cast healing spells at all. So maybe I just wasted those points, but hey, again, no big deal. I can always just respec them out later. It's one of the few forgiving graces that this game offers. I can keep pushing this guy off the edge, yep. That cracks me up every time. I'm at least a little satisfied to know that they have to obey the same edge physics as I do. At least these fights are worth it, you know? Each one drops around 400 souls, so walking up these and taking out, you know, like these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys so far is around 2,000 souls each. Just for approaching this first area is just 2,000 souls. With the guys with the big swords, I don't trust anywhere but an open area, because those swords, they remind me too much of the Pursuer, just how long they are. And I think his sword's actually longer than the Pursuer, so I don't think I can back roll away from the reach of that thing. Especially since I saw how they thrust them forward. Yeah, that's a little bit tough. Rather take it safe and easy. Remember, you gotta be patient, that's a rule. Yeah, okay, and these two guys always come out, but one of them will pursue you, and the other one will not. Ugh. Stupid banister. I have not yet found any spell upgrades, so I'm still sticking with Soul Arrow just to keep pummeling them down. If I do Greater, it does deal a little bit more damage, but not enough to make it worth it, especially since they're reducing magic damage. See, when they run away, that's great. That means you can just take a few free pot shots. See, the Great one deals 134, while the normal one deals 89-ish. So it's worth it just to keep pelting them with Soul Arrow since I have, 62 of them. I notice these guys, once they start flurrying, if you do a double back roll, then you're basically going to be just outside the reach of their swings, their 4-hit swings. And you could just hit them once, usually twice if you do it fast enough. You do not want to be caught in the middle of that combo because you're done. That 4-hit combo, you'll be stunned and you'll be done. I don't know why, but it cracks me up that I keep traveling with this giant coffee mug strapped to the back of me. Like, that's the most essential gear that I need to survive this. It's like, oh man, I have to break off this curse. It's a good thing I have a coffee mug. Yeah, sometimes they finish off a combo with that last thrust, so that could easily throw off like 4 hits into 5 hits plus extra reach. These knights are slow and plodding, but they got a few tricks on them. They can pretty much take you out if you're not careful. Okay, you can just turn your back to me. That's cool too. Oh, really? Come on. Alright, I'm just gonna stab this guy. How did I miss? Ah, that was too slow. Alright, when he does the 4, okay, good. Stab. Haha, right in the butt. Okay, I'm gonna choose, let's see, my options are go right, and that descends down to, there's one guy over there with a mist door, with the platforms I've been building up so far. And over here, there seems to be more of these guys. Try luring them out fleeing, yep, I've been doing that. Ring ahead, huh? Ring. Cool. Alright, take the bait. Alright, good. Looks like this one's going to take it, and the other one's backing up to protect the entrance. I pretty much got their pattern so far. It's just a matter of being careful and precise while doing it. Okay, wow, yeah. He's one of those big home run hitters. I don't know if that block actually does much in terms of defense. I'm not going to waste a shot to find out. But yeah. That's a big old sword. Okay, yeah, okay, it doesn't reduce it that much, because I deal like 89 damage, and even when he blocks, it deals 62. That's not that much of a block. I can just keep firing then. Yeah, he's one of those slow power hitters, but I would be willing to bet that one of those swings can cleave me in two. Okay, so as soon as that one falls, this one rushes in. He's just like the other guys. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's rushing at me with a sword. That stance always scares me, because they're suddenly a lot faster when they do that. I really may want to consider investing into endurance, because it's great that I have this ring, which is the only reason I'm even keeping up with these guys, but I'm pushing it to the limit at this point, because I'm having to start to do double dodges and do double rolls in order to get out of their attack range, and then I have to immediately attack, and my attack requires a lot of stamina, especially when I do Greater Soul Arrow, so I'm going to have to start investing, I think, put a few points in. Ouch, ouch. Yep, I was sloppy. Once you're caught in the middle of that whirlwind, no going out. Okay, well, now that I have to make my way through, I think I dropped like 2,000 and change extra souls there. I have to go back and get that. Well, now I guess we can take the opportunity to talk about something else. let's see, what's topical? One of the things that I find funny is that a lot of people are complaining that this game didn't come out on the new-gen system. And I say new-gen because a lot of people are still using the term next-gen, which is weird because the main consoles that are out are already out, so there's no next-gen just yet. It's all new-gen, and what we're playing right now is old-gen. So, not vintage, but it's just last-gen. Alright, that was a nice dodge there. So anyway, yeah, it's like, don't you realize that these games have been in development for years? I mean, literally for years. And the technology, I'm pretty sure they didn't give them all Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U dev kits as soon as they were coming out with the technology. In fact, if they did that with enough producers, don't you think that either one of those studios, either one of those companies would have had a better starting lineup of games? Because a lot of people are talking about the transition of the games that they had, and I don't know, call me a negative Nancy, but I'm not impressed by the starting lineup of either one of the new-gen starting lines of games that came out, because 90% of them are all cross-platform games. They're games that are coming out on the current gen, or at least were current gen, last gen now. And there are only a few console exclusive for the new gen. So it's like that kind of tells me that not a lot of people were given this technology in advance enough to prepare games for it. Otherwise we would have had more games. Which makes this a very awkward transition of consoles. I can't cleanly transition my console now. I can't give up my PlayStation 3 and my Xbox 360. 1, because I'm still not done playing games with it. 2, because they're still coming out with games for it, like this one. And 3, the next-gen systems aren't backwards compatible, so there's no advantage towards tossing my old system out. Not to mention, I have so much stuff installed on these hard drives, it'd be like a waste, and I'm not getting them back. And I can't re-download them, I'm sure. Because the marketplaces are all different for some bizarre reason. So, yeah, there's all that to consider. It's just the timing is so weird. I get the feeling they rushed both these consoles. I understand the gen is coming to a close, and it's been a good 8-9 years for both those systems, but jeez. That's just sloppy close. This transition wasn't smooth at all, you know? It seems that all the good games that are coming out in the new gen are all coming out later, basically this year, 2014, and way into 2015. Because when I was watching E3 of 2013, they were showcasing all the new games and stuff like that. A lot of those games either were just teaser trailers and they have no clue when they're coming out, or they're all games that are working on right now. Now they have the technology, and because they just started and they didn't get enough head start, they're not going to come out till later this year, 2014, or 2015. It was probably a safer bet. And we're seeing a lot of games already being delayed, you know, because of that. So again, there's no rush. This is very sloppy. So when people are telling me the sales numbers, and people are fervently tracking those sales numbers too, you notice that? People are fervently tracking those numbers. They're like, oh, this one's selling this many million, this one's selling that many million. It's like, does that matter? Because both of these games are going to have an 8 to 10 year life cycle, probably like this gen. And if that's true, what does counting the first 3 months of sales matter in an 8-year run? Seriously, that doesn't matter, because they're both going to do what they did last time. They're both going to have price reductions. They're both going to have they're going to have different SKU versions. Like, I think the PlayStation 3 had like 16 different versions, and the Xbox had like 4 or something like that. You know, all with different memory sizes and different compatibilities and this and that. So it's like, why would you act like that's not going to happen? If anything, I think it's just wiser to be patient, you know, like this game. Just be patient. A better deal, a better opportunity is going to come by. And by that term, better games, frankly. To get lured into an impulse buy to buy now, I mean, there's an appeal for it. And if you really see the value in it, I'm not going to argue against you. I mean, it's your money, you want to do it, you don't have to justify it to me, I'm cool with it. But for me, and for people like me, it's like, we can be a little patient, because there's no advantage to getting it now, because, geez, what was it? The starting lineup of games wasn't very impressive. January was a dead month. February had a few games come out, and March, you know, now it's March Madness, we have new games coming out every single week, good games coming out every single week, for both new and new and last gen. So, I mean, hey, there you are. And when people say, well, which side are you on? I'm like, I'm on the game side. I'm like, I don't know about you, but arguing console seems like a really stupid thing to do. Because I don't buy a console to favor the console. I buy a console to play the games that console can play. Frankly. I mean, I'm here for the games. If Dark Souls 2 was one console or the other exclusive, then I would have bought it for that console. But I wouldn't buy the console for the game, if that makes sense. I play games. I play games on the PC, I play games on the Xbox, I play games on the PlayStation, I play games on the Wii, I play games on the 3DS, and I don't bother with the Vita, because they come out with like maybe one good game a year, it's not worth it. And, yeah, I mean, I just go where the games are. Seriously. I'm not picky, I don't have to draw these stupid artificial lines. I don't see why other people have to. They work up way too much stress, arguing about nonsense that doesn't matter. Claiming these hollow victories where there's really no glory to be found. If a game is good, a game is good. If a game sells well, a game sells well. It doesn't really matter. Same thing for these arguing about sales numbers. It's like, I'm sure that matters for the short term, but that's just short-term thinking. That's just short-term thinking. Same thing for arguing resolution. It's like, really? We're gonna argue graphics? I love how quickly people forget. It's like, take a look at early 2006 graphics for both the PlayStation 3 and Xbox, and then take a look at, like, 2014 games on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. They look nothing alike. The way that people have been able to squeeze out so much quality out of these engines is so much better these days. They just get better because they have more time to work with it. They figured out new tricks. They figured out new engines. We've had so many engines come into development. So to claim graphic arguments this early in the game for the new gen is such a moot point. I think people are just bored and they're just trying to find something to argue. They're just artificially creating chatter. They're just trying to find controversy. Because I guess that's just what sells. I don't know. I think that's what the bad journalists do. And yeah, there are definitely good journalists and bad journalists, so... okay, so we're finally progressing. Treasure ahead. Yep, okay, yeah, I saw that from the distance. So let's see what that is. Carefully. Carefully. Divine Blessing. Alright, cool. I think that's the heal everything potion. Alright, so... I don't see that ring they were talking about. Okay, let's go with this cathedral. Let's see. Am I walking towards a boss fight or am I walking away from a boss fight? Because I was activating platforms over there. But, there's a giant drawbridge over here. Let's just see where we can go. Okay, looks like one more of those big guys. Lever ahead. Okay. I guess maybe he's standing on it? I was trying to see if I could get close to knock him off, but it looks like he is way more alert than he looks. Alright, he's gonna be just as simple as everybody else. I don't know, was everybody else wearing a cloak? I think he's wearing a cloak. Huh. Okay, well that was pretty simple. Alright, should be a lever around here. Yep, there it is. Alright, so I guess I did have to come here. I guess because to activate these 3 levers. Tough enemy ahead, huh? Okay, so there's definitely a boss past this giant drawbridge. Duly noted. Bam! Okay. Well, I am going to pause here, I think. I might just run back down and spend an upgrade or two, but I'm going to definitely start back up here next time. So, thanks again for watching. If you've enjoyed my banter, please let me know in the comments below. If you have an opinion on anything I've said, please leave it. And thanks, rate, share, subscribe, comment. Bye.